So today we're going to be learning about pickers, GUIs, sliders, whatever you want to call them. That's what we're learning. Up here I have an example of a picker. You probably recognize it. It is the Malcolm picker. This sort of picker is very complicated to do. You have to do a lot of scripting. You usually have to work in a team to do something complicated like this. So I'm going to be showing you a different way of doing a picker that's outside of this. The reason why you may want to use a picker is if your animator wants the picker. Some animators don't like controls on the face at all. They think it's distracting. They may give you a lot of different reasons why they don't want controls on the face. What I'm going to be teaching you is a different thing that you can give them for a rig for the face. And that is something very similar to how Mary is. Just by just some hands, who has used the Mary rig? Okay. So she is a free rig that you can use. This is her little picker or GUI, depending on what you want to call it. And it kind of looks complicated. You can't really tell exactly like what everything is for the face. So I kind of went and used Mary's kind of like GUI / picker design in a sense. I made it look more friendly for the animator to know exactly what they're using for their picker. So this is like the one that I did. So as you can see here, I have pretty much controls that look very similar to the face so that they can see for the most part what controls are moving what, and it's really helpful compared to the Mary picker, which is kind of like it's just all boxes and you kind of have to guess for the most part and have to play around a lot. And then I also have these different boxes that do different types of things. They're very similar to how attributes are used. I like to use these more than attributes for a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons is in 2018, you can't like slide things with attributes a lot. It will crash Maya, it will give you fatal errors, it'll give you so many issues. So this is one of the reasons why you could use this. Also, sometimes even if you tell the animator where certain attributes are at, sometimes it's hard for them to find, sometimes they'll forget, and so making these sort of sliders that you know they're going to be using a lot just helps them in the end try to find them quicker than trying to have to click around and like find them and all that kind of stuff, and it really helps out during the beginning process of when they're animating the rig. So here I have cheek puff, nose, wide / blink, smile and frown. Later on I'll show you how some of these work, but right now I'm going to show you just 2 different ways of how you can do these sorts of sliders. I'm going to be teaching you how to do a cheek puff and how to do a nose. Now mind you, I did sculpt the nose pretty quick, so you're not going to see the best results, but I will show you later on a better result of what I'll be teaching you. Alright, so right here I made a total of 6 blend shapes. So right here I have both the cheek puffs, left and right, and then I have here just a nose, so you can see all of them side to side, and then up, and then down. So we're going to connect these. I already added the blend shapes onto the main mesh on there already. So we're just going to select that, and we're going to actually here. I'm going to set driven keys. I'm going to make that the driver. And then we're going to select the geo, blend shapes, driven, and we're here. Before I did anything, I went and already locked and hide most of these. Just because I know for a fact I'll only be using translate X for this, since it will just be going side to side. And then same with this. I only went and kept translate X and Y just because I know that all I'm going to need is this sort of thing. So, I mean, you can lock and hide them whenever you want. Usually, it's advised to do it at the end, but at least for like these sorts of things, I do it at the very beginning just because I know exactly what I'm going to be using the slider for. So we'll go here. So this is left cheek. I'm going to, gonna select translate X. Gonna go find left cheek, and then we're just going to key it. And then here, I'm going to bring this over to as far as I want. So we're gonna do 1.4. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn on this cheek. And then I'm gonna key it. And it should do something like this. I'm just gonna do the other one just because why not? So we'll go and load in the driver. We're gonna do this one more time. So we're gonna now find the right cheek. Should I add that? I don't think I did. So I guess I'll add that. That's why I didn't rename it. Always rename your things. So we'll just, there we go. But it's left nose 1. Okay. So we're gonna key that. And then we're going to do this to 1.4. Oh, wait, no. Let me see. What was the number again? Yeah, 1.4. So we're going to do it to 1.4 because we want it to be the exact same number as the other slider. Have them exactly the same. So I suggest that if you're going to be doing a lot of these, I would just write down the numbers so you know so they're exactly the same as one another. All right. Then we're going to turn this on and we're going to key it. And now that works. So now we have both cheeks working. Is everyone good right now? Yeah? Okay. Also, I forgot to say, these are just normal NURBS squares that I created. I just do is, I like to go and just snap them to the head joint and then create all of these sorts of things, snap them to this main one and then group them together and then bring them over so they're all exactly at the same sort of translations. And then I don't usually freeze any translations whatsoever, nothing, until I'm ready to go and do this just so that I can remember which ones have been frozen, which one haven't. So then we're going to do the nose. Now, the nose really helps show different ways of how you can do these sorts of pickers. There's different ways other than obviously these sliders that you can do. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I went and picked a guy that had like a pretty big nose because what I wanted to do was I wanted this nose to move all around in a circle to you know, just have some movement because I'm imagining that like if he's like running, maybe his nose moves up and down. Maybe like if he's being hit, maybe his nose moves to the side. It just gives the animator different options. So we're gonna do, just gonna load this. And we're gonna go and we're gonna do exactly how we did it with this before. And we're gonna go to the up nose, translate Y, key. We're gonna bring this up. Let's do about 0.4. We like nice numbers here. And we're going to turn this on. Now again, this doesn't look the cleanest. I warn you now. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And then we're going to go to the down nose. And we're going to key it. And then do negative 1.4. We're going to turn that on. And then we're going to do it to the others, to the sides to side. So we're going to then go to translate X instead of translate Y. And let's do left. We'll do right. We're going to key it. And then we're going to go to negative 0.4. Again, we're going to do 0.4, negative 0.4 all around. We want to pretty much make a circle in a sense, or a square. Going to do that. And then going to turn it on. I'm going to key it. And then, no! It's okay. But pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to key both of the sides, right? I will show you, I'll show you a result from a better rig so that you can see it. I was going to show it to you no matter what, but I mean, you won't have to see the hideous version I was going to do.
I was excited for that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That up nose, gorgeous. So, give me 1 sec. I apologize. All right.
When you're done, will you go over how to make the control box?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh yeah, I want to know how you make it like look like the guy, like how you trace it out.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Super easy. Easy peasy. There's 2 ways you could do it. You can do the really complicated way that takes a while to do, or you can do the really clean way. Okay. So, if it didn't crash, this would have been the result. So, as you can see, there's all different types of possibilities that you can have. Something that I didn't do for this rig, but it was an idea that I had, was for the mouth. You can do something very similar to this, but you can not only do translate, but you can also do scale. So, for example, if you wanted this, let's say this controller was a bit bigger, right? And let's say when you scaled up the control, the mouth got bigger. If you scaled it down, the mouth could get smaller. So there's like a lot of different options that you can do when it comes to these different types of like sliders and controls. And again, it's more visual for the animator. They're very much like visual learners, so it's easier for them to figure out what's going on instead of just being an attribute with a name on it. Again, do cheek puff, ignore all that. We'll just ignore it. That's that. I also did wide and blank. This is like an older version, so some of them aren't as like clean. Again, and then if the animator wanted to just do like the individual lids, you could just click this control. Or was it yeah. Which one was it? Okay, this version doesn't have it, but I had it in another version where if you clicked this control, there would be attributes on there where you could do the top and the bottom lid, and then that's where you could add your attributes in there. So it also helps with everything just being cleaner, so you don't have like a bunch of attributes just on here for them. But I'm gonna go back to the other rig so I can show you how to make that kind of like panel box. Sure. All right. So let me go to. I don't think I named like literally anything. Oh yeah, I didn't make any joints or anything like that. I just did blend shapes. So there's kind of like no point on doing any joints. So I'm just gonna quickly, let's say I just add a joint here. There we go. So just gonna create a joint. I'm gonna put it right here. I like to do it behind the ear. You can do it wherever you want. But like, let's say this is the head joint. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna create a square, like so. Select it, select the joint. We're gonna go to modify, match transformations, match translations. And it will be there now. You can't see it, but it's there. Also, just to let you know, if you don't like how this NURB square is with like, you know, all this, there is a control script that we have in the Rigging Union Google Drive. So that gives you all different types of controls, and it will already zero out all of your transformations already.
Has that been updated? Because when I downloaded it last year, it was busted.
Mine's not busted, so I can put the non-busted one in there. It'll be under scripts if you need help finding the Google Drive. It is in the description part in the Facebook page. Is it like, where is it? It's like in the middle.
Under the about, like you have to expand it out.
Yeah. So it's in there. If you need help trying to find it, you can ask one of us.
There's a lot of cool scripts in there.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of scripts. There's a bunch of rigs in there. There's a bunch of models. There's a lot of things in there. So we're gonna rotate this to 90. We're gonna that's why. Sorry, I'm so used to the script that I use. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so with this, I want to use this. I want to use the script. Because with this, there's like all these individual like ones. Because has anyone ever used the NURB square before?
Yes.
Yeah. So like they have like these individual. It's a pain.
Like, let's just divide it all up into separate lines for.
Yeah. So
I just never really use them. I use the circle because it's all one piece.
yeah.
Like a rounded circle.
Yeah.
Could make it
I could do a NURBS curve. I could, but I mean, but I would definitely go and use the script instead because that won't give you any of the issues that this one is having. But yeah, I can use another circle. Just need 4. Oh, it doesn't matter. Cool. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna do a circle instead, if that's all right with everyone. We'll just imagine that it's a square.
No, okay. But it's infinity square.
What?
Nothing.
I mean, it can be any shape you want, but square seems to be like the best kind of shape, you know? Just bring it out. Linear. There we go. We're there. Is this what you were saying? To do the linear? So that.
Thank you.
Cute. Cute, cute.
Now it has a point.
But you would just do like something like this, and again, once you create each control, you can then match transformations so that they're all on the same line as this, and then move them wherever you want in this kind of square. You wanted to know how to do the face shape,
Yes.
right? Okay. So I use, if I remember correctly, it's the EP curve tool on here. And then I just connect the two CVs together. I've done this for multiple things. I did this for a star control that I spent so much time on. And curve tools are your friends. You can also do is create a nerves circle and then just, add so many sections and then do it that way. But that's a lot of time. And like I used to do it that way, but I don't have time. So you can just, just do the face.
Just like Adobe Illustrator.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. So you pretty much have this, and then if you want to shape it, just F8, and then move them around where you want them. To mirror. I've never tried that. But I will say when I did the nerve circle and gave it a bunch of a bunch of CVs and all that, I would do the one and then the other, and then I would just do them at the same time, and so that gave a mirrored kind of version of it, which if you want to do that, go for it. But yeah, you just move these around however you want them till you get like the shape, and then connecting them. Remind me, how do we connect the two? Is it merge? It's like these two. Oh.
Or both. The two that are separate.
Yeah, those two. And then, is it edit mesh? I think. I can't remember.
There. Merge.
Ah! Well, didn't do it.
Oh, is it too far apart?
No, they're like right next to one another. Let me see. Let's see the options.
Yeah, you gotta turn the threshold up.
Ah! We'll do 10.
Set to selected, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Does this only work for verts?
No, because I did this before.
Can you snap the one to the other point and lose a try?
I could. Let's do that. Yeah. And then apply?
Select both.
I'll select both, right? Oh! Alright.
Okay.
Apply. There's still two. Usually
Usually works.
Usually it does work and you can just merge them together. Why this is happening? I don't know. But again, you could use a nerve circle if you wanted to.
Is it possible to spot weld on that?
Hmm?
Is it possible to spot weld on that, like you would a vertice on a piece of geometry?
I don't think so.
Can you go in the profile?
Profile? Yeah. Here? I don't know. But again, usually, but here's the thing, at the end of the day though, this head control here, at least how I do it, that doesn't control anything. It's just there just for visual purposes. So if you just made, oh no, it's gone. If you made both the CVs like right next to one another, I wouldn't see it as much of an issue, just because again, it is going to be there for visual purposes only, and it's not like the animator is going to be like, I don't think these two CVs are connected. Like, I don't, and then, Sorry, I can't hear. The limits? Yeah. I know you definitely can add some limits on there on like the min and max, and you can like make it so that it doesn't move out of it. Again, this is like a learning experience, so I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure there's probably.
Oh, I know where they are.
You know where they're at?
They're in the attribute editor.
They're in the attribute editor. Listen, I don't know.
How did you make yours freeze if you didn't use the limits?
Plant nodes?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's over winter break.
There's a thing in the attribute editor where it's just like you can pick the limits on the transform nodes of like anything. If
Ah.
you click on a yeah. In
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. It's been since like
Yeah.
winter break since I've done this. But
That's the shape. It's over in the face control tab because it's on the transform.
yeah.
Limit information and it's right there.
So you can definitely add some limits in here, rotate, translate, and scale. I have seen some that don't have limits. You can definitely have limits. I would recommend doing limits. But, you know, at least when it came to Professor Magdad's one that he showed an example in class, he didn't have like any limits. Like there were, the control was like going outside of the box. You know, it all depends on like how clean you want this and how much like your animators, you know, want to have like a min and max like visually showing it. So there's that.